everyone, really excited to share a few tips with you on raising readers and keeping that interest in reading alive. I first want to share with you an amazing book called The Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trelease. It is such a fantastic tool for parents. I highly recommend checking this out of your library or finding it in a bookstore. It's really empowering. Lots of great statistics in here on especially the power of reading aloud and what reading to your children 20 minutes a day, what that impact can have on them for a lifetime. And there's also incredible tips in here on raising readers, and there's also a treasury of book titles that are great read-alouds for families. So basically what I'm going to share with you, 3 tips for raising readers and keeping that interest alive, comes from that book. So the first is all about advertising. So our children are constantly being advertised to. We can do the same in our home and advertise reading. And a great way to do that is to have baskets of books everywhere. In the bathroom, in the car, at the breakfast table, have a nice big basket beside the TV. This is not only advertising reading to our kids and reminding them to pick up a great book, it's also reminding us and advertising reading to us to remind us to send kids to books or to take 20 minutes out of our busy day and sit down with a few of the books that are right in front of our face. Also, propping books up, facing out and showing the covers is a great way to advertise reading. That book actually talks about rain gutter bookshelves, which are awesome. If you do a Google search for them, you'll see lots of different images. I love them. They're beautiful decorations for a kid's bedroom, but they're also really doing a great job of advertising reading. Okay, so the second tip I have is all about just surrounding kids with books. The book talks about, they give a little comparison about Olympic skiers, U.S. Olympic skiers, and they talk about, you know, where do the best U.S. Olympic skiers come from? What states? Well, Colorado, Utah, the states with an abundance of snow will produce the best skiers. Same with our homes. The homes with an abundance of reading materials will produce the best readers. It is an investment. I just took my kids to Barnes & Noble the other day and spent plenty of money, but it's worth it to give them, to empower them with those books, whether they're really little or teenagers. And I do have to say, having older kids, the older that they get, the harder you have to work to keep that reading interest alive. Really find out what they're interested in. Is it the scary stories and mystery, or is it fantasy, or do they love realistic fiction? Maybe they love silly, funny stories. Children really have their own opinions about that. Maybe they love nonfiction. Usborne is the best in children's nonfiction of all ages. So that's the second tip, is just don't underestimate the power of building up your home library and the impact that that's going to have on your kids. And finally, another tip that I got from the Read Aloud Handbook is all about modeling reading. And when I read that, I was taken aback because I had never thought about it before, but it makes complete sense. We are constantly modeling things to our kids. You know, they take after they pick up on our habits, on words that we use, expressions, how we talk, and even physical habits. Of course, they can pick up the habit of reading by us modeling reading, and it never fails. If I am sitting around reading, usually one of my kids or 2 of my kids will come and read with me without me having to say a word. So that was a great lesson for me several years ago as a mom, as my kids were getting older. So definitely, no matter what you're reading, it doesn't matter, but keep reading in front of the kids. So I hope that helps. Please share that information, and happy reading.